Let's go live to East Yorkshire, to James Webster.
James Webster has this exclusive report.
James Webster has been finding out more.
What was really interesting, though, was what the councillors said when they were trying to make up their mind here. And they launched a stinging attack on the Environment Agency, who'd be responsible for monitoring any such production. They said that they didn't believe the Environment Agency were up to the job, but that's not a legitimate reason for refusing permission. In the end, the refusal was on the grounds of the possibility of contamination, the effects on the community, and also the economy. British Steel's nearby. They extract a lot of water from underground. If that's contaminated, it could hamper production. Omar Bogle there, soaking up the atmosphere. All the players at the moment are being introduced one by one on top of the bus behind me here outside Grimsby Town Hall. If you've ever doubted how much this means to the fans, you've just got to look at these scenes here. Amazing scenes here. Let's go and see what this means to the fans. What does this mean to you?
Oh, this is brilliant for Grimsby. It's just everybody's so excited. It was an amazing game at Wembley. It was just brilliant.
Emotional scenes here. We've got one of the club's directors here, Lee Mullen. What has this afternoon been like?
Absolutely amazing. What a turnout by the fans.
But today, the first clues of major events that will be staged. January the 1st, New Year's Day, we're told there will be something big in the city, and again on the May Day bank holiday weekend. Exactly what is still being kept under wraps, much like the city centre, still covered in barriers and fencing.
I would just like the city to be ready, to be honest.
I don't really know what's happening or what to expect.
But is Hull's message getting through, and will people know how to get there? Can you point to a map and tell me where Hull is?
No. Well, that'll be a bit up there, but not. Hull.
That's quite a big circle you're drawing.
Maybe Murray.
That's Brighton. Did you know that it's the UK City of Culture this year?
No, I didn't. No.
There's all sorts going on. Would you think about visiting?
When the weather is right, I might be able to go.
Hull doesn't seem like a very desirable location, in all honesty.
And you're from Ellesmere Port.
That's very true.
It's a street that should be bustling with people in and out of every shop front, but on Hull's White Frigate, for every 2 stores that are open, 1 stands empty. Walking down here, we can see there are a third of the shops that are empty. What do you make of it?
Well, it's not an ideal situation, but this street isn't representative of Hull city centre per se.
The organisation that markets the city centre admits this street does have a problem.
Well, what we'd like to see down here is a good support from independents. We'd like to see more food and beverage businesses, and we know the interest is there.
Across the city, around 10% of shops are empty, but here things are much worse. There are 45 shops on this street. 30 are occupied, 15 have the doors locked or the shutters down. So what's this unit we've got here then?
This is a former bakery, hot food outlet.
Those marketing empty premises worry high rents could put some off. Supported by Hull North MP Diana Johnson, she visited the Ministry of Justice last year to ask for a local inquiry to be set up into what happened. That was turned down. But Diana Johnson has now secured this meeting with the Chief Executive of Hull City Council.
If the council has investigated and they have some clarity on that, I think it's only fair that that is fed back to parents in a situation that's more face-to-face. So any additional questions that parents have, they have the opportunity to put them forward.
Cordoned off for much of the morning, this is where an attempted armed carjacking was brought to a halt by passers-by at around 7:15 this morning. The workers in this bin lorry say they saw a man put a gun to the head of the driver of this car and decided they had to stop him.
By that point, I'm about 3 vehicles back and realised what was going on, so I decided to come on the outside of the flow of traffic and block the car off.
Gaping holes in the front of this house on Beverley Road, where windows and brickwork have been hurled into the front garden by a large explosion. It happened at around 6:15 this morning and was seen and heard by people living nearby.
Well, when I went past, it was nothing. When I came back, there was fire engines outside, and as I walked past, there was a massive explosion that nearly threw me off my feet.
Metres and metres of fairy lights and giant baubles now being packed away after they were ripped from their fixings overnight. The main shopping street in Hessel now almost empty of decorations, a massive disappointment for the town council.
We pride ourselves in Hessel that we are improving and getting a better and better switch on every year. and it's just dramatically bad.
This was the display using the same decorations a year ago. It's thought a lorry drove up this street in the early hours, ignoring the height restriction, ripping down the lights as it went. Installing the plane at Paragon Interchange began last night. Special lifting gear was needed to hoist it through the gates. A big moment for the tutor, who spent 6 months building it with prisoners.
It's giving birth. This is my baby. We didn't have the original de Havilland plans. We've had to actually go scratching onto the internet, upscaling models.
The company's now finishing its tests and then has to apply for a licence to use the drone for deliveries. So if the Civil Aviation Authority approves this, then this is how the ice creams of the future could be delivered to you here at Mablethorpe, straight from the sky. James Webster, ITV News, Mablethorpe.